Connect the dots.
How does a rap adaptation of the founding of our nation go on and on, grow into more of a phenomenon? With clever lyrics, great songs, and an interesting emotional story. Hamilton set records in the 2016 Tony Awards with 16 nominations in 13 categories, winning 11 of them. All this, and the fact that I've been listening to the soundtrack non-stop, got me thinking about whether or not Hamilton would be slated for an adaptation to the cinema. Confession time, here's what I got. I haven't actually seen the play beyond the award show performances and production stills. However, I understand that many of the actors playing the Founding Fathers are not white. Washington, Jefferson, Madison, all played by black actors. More on this in a minute. Now, I always thought that with the way the musical jumps around quickly through events and settings, especially in the big musical numbers, it would almost be better in a movie where the scene could quickly jump from location to location. In the stage show, change of scenery is mainly shown through chairs and other nondescript objects being danced around, set down, stood on, then picked up again. It was always much more theatrical in my mind's eye, since I listened to it all before I'd seen any pictures, where I'd imagined a nightmare monstrosity of a stage set that was constantly switching to show, literally, everything being sung about. Honestly, I was a little disappointed to discover that most of these transitions were accomplished through interpretive dance. A movie would not have these limitations, however, and would be an awesome way to tell the story. As I started thinking about what that would look like, though, I ran into the first hurdle that any movie production would come across. Who do you cast as the leads? The question becomes particularly difficult when you take into account that movies, unlike stage productions, often try to look as close to true life as they can. My recollection of history lessons isn't crystal clear, but I do remember approximately 100% of the Founding Fathers being different flavors of white dudes. So would the movie therefore cast white dudes? Well, the play didn't. I assume the reason is that they wanted to cast actors who would be taken seriously as rappers. I don't think it's racist to suggest that the genre of hip-hop is populated predominantly by black artists, so a rap musical, you'd think, would follow suit, as it did. So for the movie version of a rap musical with a mostly black cast pretending to be the whitest men who ever lived, is it whitewashing to cast white actors? I mean, philosophically speaking. They are playing white people after all, so you would think that casting white folk as white folk shouldn't raise any red flags. But then you consider the source material. Would it be weirder to cast them as black or white? I'm honestly not sure. And keep in mind, I'm not talking about a TV movie that just films a live performance on PBS, but rather an all-out big screen adaptation. I can see a few scenarios.
Number 1.
Cast it exactly the same way the play did, with exactly the same actors. Chickens. Moving on.
Number 2.
All black cast. Bonus points would be awarded by me to this version if whenever they show slaves, they're all white people.
Number 3.
All white cast. If this were to be taken seriously, would they feel the need to cast prominent white rappers like, Eminem and, I don't know, Modest Yahoo, I guess? Does that count?
Number 4.
A multiracial cast in whiteface. To me, this is the most visually interesting choice, but also maybe the least likely. I would pay dollars to see everyone in the play get the Cloud Atlas treatment. So, what do you think? How should the movie that I've decided must happen be cast? Leave a comment and weigh in. You wrote one comment, someone else wrote another.
Hamilton wrote the other 51.
Also, like this video and subscribe to my channel. That'll show me. Until next time, you know what to do.